Hello, grade 5s. Welcome back to pre-algebra and patterns and variables. Today we are going to be talking about balancing equations, which is another important part of solving algebraic equations. Balancing an equation means you are doing something to an equation to make it equal, as in both sides are balanced. A proper equation does have both sides balanced. Okay? So 4 plus 5 is 9. We know this is true. It is balanced. There's the same on one side of an equation that is the same on the other side of an equation. But what happens if it's not balanced? For instance, if Hudson and I were to go on a seesaw, my side would drop right down and his would go up because our weights are not equal. How could we make it equal? What could we do to make it balanced? So here I am, 115 pounds, and here's Hudson at 40 pounds. His weight is not equal to my weight. Why? Because 115 is more than 40. How could we fix this? What could we do to balance the equation? So to balance the teeter-totter, to have it go straight across instead of up and down. Well, I could increase Hudson's weight by giving him a 75-pound weight, or I could put two children on there, so Hudson and one of his friends who is 75 pounds. That would make his side of the seesaw equal to the same side as mine. I couldn't take anything away from my side because, I can't really just remove some arms, legs, or torsos. So the only option would be to add something to his side to make it equal. Let's look at another example. Okay, so if we are balancing equations, an equation is just like a scale in that we can have both sides be the same. If both sides are the same on a scale, they're going to be floating side by side. As you can see here, this is out of balance. There's 3 apples on one side and 2 apples on the other. The side with 3 is lower because it's heavier than this. 2 is not equal to 3. How could we fix this? What could we do to balance the equation or to balance the scale? Well, we could add 1 to the side with 2. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. I have 3 apples here, and now I have 3 apples here. And so now the scale is balanced. What else could I do? Well, I could leave 2 on this side, and I could take 1 away from that side. 2 equals 3 minus 1, 2 and 2. So now it is balanced. I started with something that is not balanced, and I can change it in 2 different ways to make it balanced. Let's look at some more examples. Okay, keeping the scale in mind in the seesaw example, what can we do to balance these equations? I have 7 plus 5 equals 11. I know that's not true because 7 plus 5 is actually 12, so 12 does not equal 11. What can I do to balance this equation? Since 7 plus 5 is 12, I could just add 1 more to the other side to make the other side 12. I could also take 1 away from this side to make this side 11. Let's look at another example. I have 3 times 3 equals 8 plus 4. Well, I know 3 times 3 is 9, and 8 plus 4 is 12. So 9 does not equal 12. What can I do to balance this equation, to make it the same? I could leave 3 times 3 as it is, being 9, and I could just take 3 away from the other side to make it 9. So 8 plus 4 minus 3 is 9. Let's look at some more examples together. 7 equals 4 times 2. Well, that's not true because 7 does not equal 4 times 2 because 4 times 2 is 8. What could I do to change this, to balance the equation? I could just add 1 to this side, or I could take 1 away from this side. So what might that look like? I could do 7 plus 1 equals 4 times 2. I know that to be true because this is 8 and this is 8. I could also just leave the side with 7 alone, and I could do 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 will also give me 7. 25 plus 5 is 30, so that does not equal 42. What can I do to balance the equation? Well, I could add 5. I could leave this side, 25 plus 5, still 30, and I could take 12 away from the other side. I could also just add an extra 12 to the side of the equation. 25 plus 5 is 30, plus 12 more is 42. So now both sides equal 42. On this side, both sides equal 30. So 2 different ways to balance the equation. I'm sure you could think of many other interesting ways to balance your equation as well. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 does not equal 15. What can I do to make both sides equal? I could leave 3 times 4 is 12, and then I could take 3 away from 15, and that will give me 12. I could also add 3 to the side of 12 to make it 15. You, I'm sure, could come up with other creative ways to make both sides the same. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 does not equal 18. What could I do? I could add 9 to 18. That would give this 27, and this would be 27. Or I could take 9 away from both sides and have both sides equal 18. Let's have a look at what you're going to be doing today. Today, your task is to balance the equation. It might help to record the answers on each side of the equation like I did so you know what you're looking for. What I mean by that is under this part, 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 does not equal 8. How can you rewrite this equation so that both sides are the same? There's different ways, but I could just do 8 plus 4 equals 7 plus 5. Are both sides equal to 12? Yes, I am correct. Is there a different way you could answer this? Yes. Oh, and you can see, look at that. I've done it twice. So you can do one way to balance the equation here and a second way to balance the equation here. That is really all you have to work on today is these 7 questions. And then the start of this page has a few review terms of the terms we have already covered. Good luck with balancing your equations today. If you are confused and this doesn't make sense, please come to our office hours today, which should be from 10 to 11, but check our homepage in case they have changed since I made this recording.